Good morning. Hi, my name is Audrey, and this is my YouTube channel, Yoga Audrey Yoga. I'm going to be teaching you a nice morning flow, or more like a stretch that you can do right when you wake up, maybe when you're outside, maybe when you're by a jacuzzi, whatever you feel. And yeah, live your life. Let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. I love this pose. So you're going to take your toes together, knees apart. The wider you keep your knees, the more release for your back. So we'll start to walk your hands forward here. Forehead can come down onto your mat. And just start to anchor into the space. Building into your breath. And just starting to notice, becoming more aware of your inhales and your exhales. The rise and fall of your chest. And then maybe you start to notice the heaviness of your chest. A pull towards the ground. Noticing the shoulders. Letting them just relax away from the ears. Then the length through the fingertips and the whole arm. Noticing your hips back on your heels. Pulling away the hips away from the spine. You can close your eyes, of course. Start to take a slow inhale through the nose. Exhale, sighing it out through the mouth. One more breath just like that, inhaling through the nose. Exhale, sighing it out through the mouth. Inhale, start to lengthen through the fingertips. Maybe the head lifts off the mat. As you exhale, start to walk your hands over to the right side, bringing the left hand on top of the right. Finding this side body stretch. Really keeping the hips reaching back towards the heels. Just the upper body creates that rotation, the flexion of the spine. Taking an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, gently walking back through center. Left hand reaches to the side, right hand comes on top. Trying to keep that right shoulder next to the left. Looking at the mat. Take an inhale, breathing into your side body. And exhale, start to walk the hands forward. Good. Inhale, coming up onto a tabletop. Shoulders stack on top of the wrists, hips on top of the knees. And starting to rock side to side into your hips. Rolling around. Finding any kind of organic movement here. There's some ants on my hand. But just noticing your breath again. We'll inhale, finding a neutral back. Belly button towards the spine here. So you want to zip the belly button to the back body. From here, we'll inhale, cat-cow. Dropping the chest, tipping the tailbone, arching the back for your cat. Sorry, your cow. And then exhale for your cat. Finding space in between your shoulder blades, really pushing the mat away. Inhale, dropping the chest, tip the tailbone, arch the spine. Exhale, pulling through. Chin in towards the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, we'll take the left hand underneath the nose. Inhale, reach the right hand up, stack the shoulders, open up the chest. Start to roll out the right wrist. Inhale, find a stretch up. Exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder, right ear comes onto the mats. Left hand can stay underneath the left shoulder. Reach up overhead, grabbing towards the top right corner of the mat. Or behind the back. Hey. Can keep the eyes closed. Take an inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes down, back onto the mat. Lifting up, right hand reaches towards the ceiling. And then back down. Right hand underneath the nose. Inhale, reach the left hand up. Stack the shoulders, open up the chest. Start to roll out the left wrist. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, thread left shoulder, left ear onto the mat. So right hand can stay underneath the right shoulder. Up overhead. We're going behind the back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, press your hand into the mats. Hand comes up overhead and gently back down. All right, let's take a little quick stretch for your wrists. So palms are going to turn up, fingers face in. Little rocks back and forth, stretching the back of the wrist, the hands. And then we'll flip it the other way. Fingertips facing your knees, rocking back and forth. And then we're ready for downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, chest toward your thighs, lengthening out the spine. So with your downward facing dog, chest reaching towards your thighs, you really want to start to gradually get your heels closer towards their mat. But of course, first few breaths here, let the knees bend. You can take a wider stance in the legs, taking whatever you need. Pedaling into the heels, shaking out the hips, noticing your hamstrings. Inhale to stillness. Exhale, side out. Inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward in between your hands. And then step up to the front of your mats, coming into a ragdoll. So your knees are going to bend here. Chest is going to hang heavy. Letting the head, the shoulders relax. You can grab opposite elbow. Maybe interlace a hand behind the nape of the neck. Inhale. Take a halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. So lengthening through the spine. Reach through the tailbone, flattening the back. Fingertips can come onto your shins or maybe onto a block if you like to use those. And then exhale, Uttanasana, forward folds. Chest can come onto your thighs, maybe this time a bit more active. Grab the backs of your ankles, pull the chest in even closer. Inhale, start to bend your knees, slowly coming up. We'll come up into Tadasana, arms extended up overhead, biceps around the ears, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good. Pressing the arms back up, pressing the hips forward, shoulders behind the ears. Open up the chest, big good morning stretch. And exhale, forward fold, chest onto your thighs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, chest towards your thighs, hips up and back. We're going to rise up onto your toes. Tuck the chin in towards your chest. Start to shift forward, coming into a plank. So shoulders will shift past your wrists. Once you're in your plank, start to dip your hips down towards the wrists, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. Bend the knees. Start to send the hips up and back. So really articulating the spine. We'll rise up onto the toes, round the chin in towards your chest. Rolling forward. Hips drop down towards your wrists. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Bend the knees and the hips up and back. One more time, rising up onto your toes, round the spine. Coming forward. Hips dip down towards your wrists. Bend your knees, send your hips up and back. Gorgeous. From here, we'll inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. This one, really allow the upper body to twist. So your gaze can twist underneath your right shoulder. And then heel kicks towards your glutes. My right hip is trying to stack on top of my left. Like I'm turning both hips away from this left side here. We'll inhale. Exhale, start to draw some circles with the knee opening up into the hip a bit more. Feeling the space. Inhale, straighten and square the right leg. Exhale, right knee towards your nose. Coming down, right foot will come in between the hands. Lower down onto your left knee. So coming into your low lunge. Left knee, if you want a bit more space, walking the left knee back. Try to keep this right knee right on top of the ankle. Lovely stretch. So from here, blocks are awesome. You can take them right next to your hips or next to your foot, but start to pull them back if you have them, so you can stack your shoulders right on top of the hips. Open up the chest. Even though you're trying to stretch down and forward, upper body, try to keep that length. So pulling up from the rib cage. We'll inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, take the right hand next to your right hip. Reach up and overhead. Left hand towards the right, left bicep by the ear. Pulling the left shoulder back. Feeling that stretch in the left hip. Left side body will inhale, lengthen. Exhale, up through center. And then come down, left hand next to your left hip, reach away. Again, inhaling on your lengthen, really breathe. Reach into the right fingertips. And then gently coming back up, arms up overhead. From here, straightening the right leg, pull the hips back, half splits. Flex the right toes towards the nose. Pull the chest towards your thighs. That's right away going to tip your tailbone out, but only enough to bring your spine into that neutral position. So you don't want to round the back. Again, these blocks are good here, but keep the spine long. Also not really swaying the back, but that's hard to do here anyway. So you'll flex your toes. You can bend this front knee. Open up the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring the chest a bit closer towards your thigh. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the chest a bit closer. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, left hand is going to plant. From here, kickstand your back foot. Coming into Vasisthasana or modified side plank. Reaching the right hand up overhead, right leg out. Very nice and long here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Going to bring that right foot down, right arm up. Just a little bit of active engagement, so we'll reach forward, reach the toes back on your inhale. Exhale, lower the foot, reach the right hand up. Inhale, reach in both directions. Exhale, coming back up. One more time, we'll inhale, reach forward and back. And then from here, option to find the bind, kick the hands, heel in towards your hands, open up the chest. Use this to open up your shoulder as well. Maybe turning the gaze up for an inhale. And exhale, gently release. Good. Left knee will stay on the mat. We'll come all the way up. Gate pose, biceps around the ears. Exhale, right hand to your right shin. Reach up and away. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, left hand next to your left knee. This time, try to make it more of a back bend. Press the hips forward, and maybe the hand reaches back behind you. Inhale, my back just cracked. And exhale, coming back through center. Hands can come underneath your shoulders. Back into your downward facing dog. Chest towards the thighs, tuck your toes. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend your left knee, open up the chest, twisting the hips, stacking the left knee on top of the right. From here, you can draw some circles with the left knee out and around. Moving in both directions. Inhale, straighten and square the left leg. Exhale, left knee towards the nose. Bring it in between the hands. Lower down onto your right knee. Coming into your low lunge. Ooh. Hands can come onto your blocks, maybe onto your thigh even. But start to let the hips press forward, but still find that lift up above the rib cage. So that right knee can walk back, but try to keep this left knee right on top of your ankle. From here, few breaths, feeling your lunge, your hips, maybe even your glutes a bit. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, left hand next to your left hip. Reach away from the right side, right bicep by the ear. Pulling the shoulder back so the shoulders stay in the same plane. Inhale. Exhale, come up through center. Right hand next to the right hip, left arm up over the head. Reach away from the left side. Inhale. And exhale up through center. Inhale, find the length. So when you exhale, you can pull back. Hips back, half splits. Flex your left foot. Ooh. And then toes towards your nose. Pulling the heart through, trying to lengthen through the spine and the tailbone. And pull this left hip back in line with your right. So really feeling that engagement, even just staying in that same position, those little micro adjustments really can change a lot. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the elbows. Bring the chest down without rounding the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. We're going to keep the right hand here. Start to pivot. So the right heel will kick back. Left leg will go long, modified side plank Vasisthasana. Left hand reaching forward, left toes reaching back. Inhale on your lengthen. Exhale, tap the left toes down, right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower and reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower and reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, option to bind this time. Kick the hand or heel in towards your hands. And open up the chest. Inhale. And exhale, gently release. And scoop forward on my mat. But you'll drop the left leg out. Arms will come up overhead on your inhale, coming into your gate pose. And then left hand onto your left shin, reach away from the right hip towards your left toes. Inhale. And exhale, gently come through center. We'll take it down, right hand next to your hip. Left arm can sweep forward so you can really find that back bend, pressing the hips forward, open up the chest. And then gently come through center. Good. Both hands plant, tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Well, inhale, rise up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk it up to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper, chest towards the thighs. Inhale, stand all the way up to Tadasana. Arms extended up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good. Well, inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, forward fold, chest onto the thighs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hand, step or hop it back to a plank. From your plank here, we'll inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. So upward facing dog, we'll be here for just a little bit. So you're on the tops of your feet, thighs are lifted, hips again pressing towards your wrists. So take on a rock into the hips, keeping the thighs off the ground, stretching your back. So really give yourself some space. Press down to lift up, opening up the chest. Inhale. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Well, inhale, three-legged dog. Right heel lifts towards the ceiling. Exhale, right knee towards your right wrist, ankle towards your left. Coming down into your pigeon, half pigeon, walking the knee back. Open up the chest again, pulling the heart through. You want to keep your hips at the same height here. So if you're leaning over to the right side, you're going to come back so that left hip is right next to the right. Open up the chest of the gaze. And when you're ready, exhale, start to walk the hands forward, just onto that right thigh. You're welcome to use a pillow, maybe a block, or rest the head on the back of your hands. We'll be here for a bit. Feeling the side, outer glute stretch. Trying to keep that left hip still in line with the right. But come back to your breath, anchoring yourself on the mat. Taking a few more breaths here. Take one last inhale. And as you exhale, start to bring the hands in to lift the chest up. Tuck your toes of the back foot. And then right foot steps back to meet the left. Good. Second side, inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee towards your left ankle or left wrist. And then come down. Start to walk your back knee back. Keeping the hips squared. Open up the chest, pull the heart through. Again, kind of that same action as that low lunge. Hips are pressing forward, but find the length above the rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, start to walk your hands down and forward. You can rest on the block here. Few more breaths here. Take one last inhale. And exhale, gently walking the hands in, lifting the chest up. This time we'll sit onto your glutes, swing the legs out in front of you, and then rolling onto your back. Hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Maybe grabbing opposite wrists or opposite elbows. Rock side to side. We'll take the knees on top of the hips, arms out to a T. Exhale, let the knees fall over to the left, gaze over to the right, supine twist. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knees through center, and gently coming onto the other side, knees fall to the right, gaze over to the left. You can inhale. And exhale, gently coming back through center. This time hug the knees into your chest. Taking any other pose you'd like this morning or whenever you're practicing. Maybe a happy baby, grabbing the outside edges of your feet, knees into your armpits. Or if you want to take a more hamstring stretch, pulling the thighs towards the nose. But when you're ready, take your right foot towards the right corner of the mat. Left foot towards the left corner of the mat. wrists. Palms can face up to receive or keep the palms down to stay grounded. Taking your Savasana here, closing your eyes, taking rest, but also looking at this as a new beginning of your day, accepting your practice. I'll leave you here. Namaste.